Hi, everyone. Welcome to MomCom. It's not you, it's motherhood. And I'm Nicole.
And I'm Shannon.
And today we are going to be busting some myths.
You know, all those things that we were always told is going to make motherhood easier, all those little tales that we were told.
Yeah. And instead, we feel like we're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. It makes you feel guilty. It makes you feel like a failure. So we're going to talk about those.
Yes.
And hopefully break some of those myths because honestly, I think all of us have felt before, why can't I get this right? Why isn't it as easy as I thought it was going to be? Whatever it might be. So if you've ever felt that before or felt like, why am I failing? This episode's definitely for you because the reality is,
and
we're
what
not
mom
failing.
doesn't feel like they're failing?
Exactly.
I think we all do.
But it can become overwhelming when you have that feeling like constant. I feel like I'm in a zone right now where every morning just feels harder and harder instead of feeling easier and easier. But we'll get to all of that.
We will. But our first myth is good moms have it together. This one really had me fooled. I thought we together. And I don't think that's always the case. I mean, how come we're supposed to, according to Instagram, we're supposed to be emotionally regulated. We're supposed to look amazing. We're supposed to be in fit. In fit. Is that a word?
It is now. We're supposed to be calm. What's funny is...
Oh, yeah. Always calm. You're not supposed to yell at your children so loud that the whole neighborhood could hear you at 6:20 in the morning and then break your son's iPad. You're not supposed to do that ever. Okay?
No. You're not allowed to have regular human emotions.
No, you're not.
But you just made me laugh because we're supposed to always have it together and look put together.
Mm-hmm.
My 2-year-old, when I actually look, this is me put together for the record, he'll be like, Mommy, where are you going? Mommy, what's happening? Mommy, are you okay? And I'm like, oh my goodness.
But you always look put together.
No, apparently not anymore.
Oh, well, way to go, Matthew.
But yeah, I think this whole idea, good moms have it together. Come on, we're human beings. And yes, we do have it together a majority of the time, but it's okay to not always have it together. It's okay to lose your patience. It's okay to have moments where you say, I need to step away. And I'm telling myself this in real time because I definitely go to bed with that mom guilt every night, but also it's okay because we're doing our best. And the fact that we're all talking about it, the fact that you're here listening, the fact that we're calling each other in those moments, it means that we care, right? So it's okay. Let's not make ourselves crazy feeling like, but no, it's okay.
And I feel like, I've talked about before about Griffin's eating diagnosis where he doesn't eat a variety of foods and he's doing so much better and things are on the up and up. So last night I'm working on stuff and I have to make them dinner and I just hate making dinner. So I made chicken nuggets and quinoa rice. And I felt like this is a horrible dinner. Like, why did I not make salmon? Why am I doing gluten-free dino nuggets, which are not the best? But it was food.
It was food. And you're showing up.
And they ate. And I was home. And I was there to do it.
Exactly.
And I thought to myself, Nicole, that's everything.
Yeah. And actually, some of the things you just mentioned, like, that's not the most horrible dinner there could be,
that's
right?
True.
And
that's
even
true.
if it was fast food for yesterday, that's okay. Because, again, the myth, good moms have it together all the time. Being a good mom doesn't mean that you're making the best meal in the world every night of the week. That's not realistic.
Yeah, but then you go on Instagram and it's like, look at these perfect kid-approved menus. And I'm like, kid-approved? What? Who has time for that?
Yeah.
Who's home making all those like stuff from scratch all day long?
Nobody. Honestly, right? I mean, I'm not. You often will be like, "Oh my gosh, Shannon, you made this dinner, you made that dinner."
I love when you cook,
but it's not all the time. And
it's true.
Last night, we had leftover taco meat, and I cut wraps in half and rolled them and put them in the air fryer and called them taquitos. And
did they eat them?
No.
See what I mean? My kids.
But it wasn't even like it was like a healthy thing. I was just trying to use the food that was in the refrigerator instead of throwing it away because I feel so guilty we throw food away. No, they didn't. Tim and I ate them, and they poured cereal. I think Lucy made ramen. I mean,
yeah.
So
they're a lot. And I thought to myself, I'm keeping them alive.
Correct. And so that myth.
And that's it. That's all I can do.
even if messy, you're showing up every day. Like you said, you were there with them.
Yeah.
So pat yourself on the back.
I could have been out.
Right.
Thank you.
You were there.
I am.
So same
was
for
good.
everybody listening or
Yes.
watching.
You're there. You're showing up. You're doing the best you can, and that is good enough. So let's talk about myth number 2. If you love your kids, it should feel fulfilling all the time.
This is a good one. This is because that, I mean, it makes my head go to so many places, but that feeling of fulfillment, right? That's a big, it's a big one. And you do think, I don't know, I went into it absolutely thinking like it is everything I ever wanted. And I feel so lucky that I have my 3 beautiful children. And I don't take that for granted at all because I know how difficult, it can be. And not everybody is able to have this experience that we do. But fulfilled all the time?
No, not at all.
It's just not the case.
I'm pretty sure that my kids hated me this weekend by the way that they treated me, by the way they talked to me. And I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you're being so mean to me.
So mean, right.
They were so mean to me. Both of them.
And that hurts because you're like, literally everything I do is for
you.
And to fulfill you and your needs and give you this beautiful life. And so when you don't feel that back, this idea of, but I love my kids so
fulfilling all the time.
Yeah. It's just,
it's not
there are moments that aren't, maybe many moments that aren't always going to feel like, oh, I'm so fulfilled. But I think it's that reminder that it's real life, right?
Yeah. And also it's not something that I want. Like I didn't grow up thinking, oh, I want to have children and I want to have a family and I want to get married. And so I feel like that makes it harder for me because my whole life was like just survival mode.
Right.
And now I have these kids and I'm like pouring every ounce of every single thing I have into them.
Mm-hmm.
And then
does it ever bring up for you?
It's like sometimes it feels like it's not working or it's, I'm failing or it's not good enough or what's going to happen when they're older. And God, I need them to be productive so they can move out, and I know no one else really feels that way. Like they all want their kids to stay around forever.
I don't think
I'm like,
that's it. I don't think that's.
I don't want that. I want to be back alone again at some point in my life. And I know I will be and I will miss them. But my job is to like prepare them. For real life.
Yes.
That is my job.
That is your job.
It's not my job to keep them forever. And then so when the things are not working and how I'm trying to prepare them for real life, I think, oh my God, I'm failing and this is going to be my life forever.
Let's take a quick break.
To our local Charleston listeners, you're going to want to hear this. Bloom is a one-day conference on March 14th for women who just need space to breathe, to step away from the noise of everyday life and be reminded of who they are in Jesus. So many of us spend our days pouring into everyone else, and Bloom is simply a day where you get to be poured into. Through worship, encouraging teaching, and time spent in community, their hope is that you leave feeling refreshed, restored, and deeply reminded that you are seen and loved by God. You don't have to have everything together to come. Just come as you are. If that sounds like something that your heart needs, you can grab your ticket over at bloomconferencellc.com. Remember, that's on March 14th, and you can get your ticket on bloomconferencellc.com.
I love that you just shared that, by the way, because you said, I know no one else feels that.
I don't feel like that.
But I think that's the whole point of this show is to say, you said on our very first episode, what you can expect from me is honesty.
I did.
Boom. Because that, I'm sure that what you just said is resonating with so many people or someone going, oh my gosh, someone said it out loud, right? Because I think my job is to prepare them, but then I'll sit there and like coddle my kids. So I need this reminder as well, right?
He's asking me at 9:00 for a bowl of ice cream. And then I come up with the ice cream and then he's like, but where are the chocolate chips? Mom, come on. You brought the ice cream. Can you go get the I'm like, God. Meanwhile, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But so you're spot on. And I think that the idea of fulfillment, it looks different for people. It can look, feel, manifest in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the myth that we're busting is that it's not a constant, right? It's not meant to be 100% of the time in any aspect of life, right? I mean,
No,
there's so many things that we all work so hard for and towards, but it doesn't necessarily mean that 100% fulfillment. And I don't want to go too deep here and too off topic, but the other thing, Nicole, that you shared is because of the way your childhood and everything that you experienced in constant survival mode, I do wonder if because you literally are the opposite of that and you pour every single thing you have into your children,
Right.
does that ever sneak up as like, I don't know, is there ever that feeling of, well, how come I didn't get to experience, is there that resentment that comes through?
Well, yeah, I feel like other moms have it easier.
Yeah, because they were able to experience.
Which also can be a myth. Like other moms that's what they wanted. Like they just wanted to be a parent. They just wanted to be a mom. And not that it's not hard for them either, but maybe their outlook is different.
Yeah.
Like it's all about your perception, right? Like how you perceive
and
what
I'm
you're
sorry
doing.
that I just did that without telling you.
I'm an open book. So I will always say exactly what I feel. Like I have friends that have 4 kids and I would look at them and be like, God, their kids are so well behaved. The mom just seems so calm. And she really does.
Yeah.
Like her energy. And I think to myself, God, if I could have just had a different childhood and I wasn't surrounded with the absolute chaos that I was surrounded, would I be calmer?
Right.
And then if my energy was calmer, would my kids be calmer? But that's not the life we have. That's not the life I have. My life is, I am the way I am. And I'm not the calmest person. And I am going to just tell the kids how it is.
Yeah.
And they give it right back to me.
And you're setting them up for real life, though. I think that
sometimes I'm like, touche, Griffin.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Yeah. Yeah. But I appreciate you sharing your perspective because, again, I think that that's it. It's so honest. And
thank you.
That's a real feeling of like, gosh, if this was different, maybe this would be, and I think that can come up in so many aspects of life too, and you talked before about how Instagram, it's everybody's highlight reel and this like comparison that even if we don't want to be comparing ourselves, like it happens. So I think there's
a great
this myth
to the next one.
Exactly. Of other moms are doing it better. And I think that's what you just set up is in your mind. And I think we need to break that immediately. We need to stop all of the comparison in every aspect because it's gotten completely out of control. And I think social media, even though I'm so much of what I'm doing right now in my life is on social media, I'm like, I hate social media because it's allowed us to only see highlight reels. It's information overload, and it makes you feel crazy and terrible. Correct.
It makes me feel horrible. That's why I was thinking twice about my dinner I was making the kids last night. I should have been making this, and this is what they're getting. And,
if
I didn't see on my phone all these perfect meals that other kids are getting, and they have 6 kids and they're making all these, I'm just like,
I know. It's really hard. So I think
it's overwhelming.
Easier said than done, but we really do have to stop thinking that everybody else has it together. Why don't I? Because actually, most times when I'm in a social setting and talk to someone who maybe I don't know very well, and then we get into a real conversation, I'm like, oh my gosh, I always have these. It just happened to me this weekend at something I was at with my daughter. I was talking to another mom and she was telling me about the chaos and this kid did that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a real person too. Because in my mind, I will build people up as well, they have it all together all the time and they look perfect and their kids, but it's just not. It's actually not how it goes. So we need to just be a little easier on ourselves,
Yeah. And what you see on Instagram is not real life.
It's just not.
No.
It's just not.
If I could have, I used to post so many Snapchats, and I wish I still had them, of the disasters.
But even on your Instagram, I feel like you've always posted the real
disasters of these children. Anytime I would look away for even 2 seconds, something was blowing up.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times all I could do was laugh. Because what else was I going to do?
But I even remember when we, like years ago, some of your Instagram posts being just very, very honest and unfiltered. And I'm the one who was sitting there when I'm taking a picture and like, move that stool out of the way. That doesn't look right in the background. I mean, I'm being honest. I hate that, but it's true. And I feel like I've evolved since like I now share
Absolutely
with my little home. I share the failures too, but I definitely was that person who. And then I just stopped posting for years because it felt like too much.
I feel like you didn't post
Prior to
and I would miss, and then you started posting and I was like, oh, hold on. It's the mother-in-law calling. And then you would start posting and I was like, oh, I get to see my friends.
Yeah. But
I was so happy to like see you and see your projects and know what you're doing. And it's
hard though. I think I honestly do. I think I stopped and I took that hiatus because it became too much and trying to like keep up with the Joneses. And
I feel the same way.
Put on this, it's too hard. And so I think part of growth, personal growth, is
not
trying to just not. And there's always going to be those elements of it's always going to creep up. But I think it's a good reminder for all of us, right?
That's true.
All right. The other myth. This one really.
This is something Shannon does not do. Asking for help means you're failing.
Yeah.
This myth keeps moms exhausted.
Yeah.
We're exhausted.
Yeah. This
because we're doing it all by ourselves. And I know we've talked about this in some capacity on another episode. However,
it's worth another go because
it's definitely worth.
It's another one that I feel like when I talk to other people, they might be feeling it too. And I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why, but I am very hard on myself and feeling like I can do it all. I don't need to ask for help. And it's so silly because then when I do ask for help, it's amazing. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Not easier, but you're not a failure by asking for help. That's why there's the saying of it takes a village, right?
There is that saying.
And that's why we're creating our MomCom village.
That's why we to have a community, to do it together so we could feel like we have a free space where we can say, gosh, this sucked. Or, I feel this way and not feel judgment and have someone just make you feel heard, right? But I don't ask for help either.
No, you don't.
I never do.
You do. You definitely don't.
And I never have my whole life. And that's because whenever I needed somebody, nobody was there.
Yeah.
So why would I then, after all those years of having to, fend for myself, then ask somebody to help me?
Right.
Because that's the mode that I'm in. But and then also I have kids who, for example, we're getting into travel baseball is going to start and Quinn is doing musical theater.
Right. Those schedules are.
I don't know how I'm going to do both because I'm the DJ for the baseball team, which I love doing, and Quinn also needs to be at musical theater.
It means you're going to have
from
to
10
ask
to 12.
me, and I've been telling you, I'll help.
But then here's the other aspect: my kids will not go in the car with anybody else.
Yeah.
So if there's another mom that lives in our neighborhood, and I'm like, Quinn, this mom's going to take you home, she'd be like, no, they're not. I mean, she knows you.
I was just going to say, actually, I know because I remember this from
she would not
before,
do it.
But I think she definitely. I feel like she would with me now.
She would with you now,
but that adds such a layer.
I don't think she would.
No, she wouldn't. But that adds such a layer for you because you can't just be like, "Hey, neighbor's going to pick you up." Yeah, right.
And then one time I was going to ask her old teacher.
Yep,
to take her. So it's.
Remember, you're right because I think there was something recently where. With Griffin in school, and you were like, he's not getting to school in the morning. And I remember you saying, we're not going to do that. It's going to be too much he just wouldn't be comfortable.
He would, and Griffin for sure won't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
meaning like even with me, someone I think he's comfortable
with.
And
his coach, his baseball coach last season, Matt was out of town. I was going to watch their kid.
Yeah.
He was going to come pick Griffin up and take him to practice, and Griffin wouldn't go with him.
So it's
so there is like,
layers.
It's kind of, it's not black and white, right?
Yeah.
Like I can ask Matt to help me with something and he butchers it every single time. And it's not his fault. I mean, he's a guy, like that's just the way it is. But like, what is the point if I have to ask him mentally go through the steps, right, to get it to somebody else, and then it's a mess.
But also, there are the added layers, like you said, with neurodivergent and sensory process, like all of the different things that from the outside, people might just be like, well, Nicole just asked for help. But you're right. There are all of these other elements that play into it.
Yeah.
So then ultimately, it's just easier for me to do it, you know?
Then I have to do everything by myself.
But ask for help. Ask for help. I don't know if we broke that myth at all.
I think we
just butchered that one.
You know what? Don't ask for help. Do it yourself. No one's going to help you. No one's going to do it the right way. That's really what I'm saying right now. That's what I'm saying.
That's hilarious. That's so hilarious.
I know. Even when I tell you, I will bring Lucy home.
I'm crying.
Her daughter comes over and I say to her, I will bring Lucy home. She's like, nope, I'm coming to get her. She doesn't even let me take her daughter down the street to bring her home.
It's true. I did just get really weird about that the other day.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you do so much.
I don't, though. See, she feels like I do too much. That's why. That's okay. This one. No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this has your name all over it, right?
Which
here.
one? Oh. Myth number
How many people
5.
say this?
It gets easier. Just wait. Okay. So I've been on the side where it's somebody saying this to me,
right?
As I'm crying, saying to Matt, "But when is it going to get easier?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It is easier now.
But it's different, right? Because it's still hard.
It's different. And then you're going through so much right now in your world. And I'm like, it will get easier because Griffin is 11.
Right. I know.
So I can see, it differently. But you know what? It depends on the kid.
It does depend on the kid. But it is so interesting because, like you said, you're on both sides of it, where when you were in it, you're like, if one more person tells me it's going to get easier, like, come live my life for one day and see it. But now you're watching me go through some stuff and you're going, honestly, because you've experienced it.
It does.
So you're able to actually say it does get easier. So this myth is an interesting one because it's like, it is, but it isn't. And it depends on which way you're looking at it, because maybe easy is not the right word, but it changes. So things are hard in different ways.
Like when they're little, for example, and they're crying all the time. And that's how they communicate with you, right? And then they get older and they can talk and communicate. That does get easier. But they're still screaming and crying.
Right.
And then they can dress themselves, right?
Right.
But then
you buy. But do they?
But then nothing you buy.
Right.
Well, your daughter wear.
Right.
So she still doesn't have any clothes. So, and it just kind of goes on and on and on. It just changes.
Yeah.
And maybe it's easier in one way and harder in another.
Correct. So it's still...
Like right now, we're addicted to Fortnite. So, like true addiction to Fortnite.
I know. And I know it's really difficult. And you're trying all the things to help and fix.
But it's partly my fault.
It's not your fault.
Because I let him, because I'm so busy doing other things. And it's winter, right? And I'm giving him a break because baseball's about to start.
Right.
At the same time, I've kind of created a monster. So anyways, it just depends. Like, it just changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does. And I think that's what we have to remind ourselves too is, if you do have people saying that to you, they're not dismissing the way that you're feeling.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Sometimes it does feel that way. But now I can see how... I think people are saying it in trying to be helpful.
Yes.
I don't think people are trying to make you feel worse in any way. But I think sometimes when you're really in the thick of it, it can, it can feel like, okay, thank you, but come experience what's happening over here.
It's like when the kids are little and everyone's like, oh, enjoy it. They grow so fast.
Yes.
I wanted to punch those people in the face.
Guess who's been saying that lately? Me. What? I've been telling new mom. I don't know. Because I'm in this, like, all of a sudden I feel like Matthew's, like, so big. And I'm being the crazy person who's like, oh, gosh, the baby. Like, what? Snap out of it, Shannon.
Sometimes though, like I understand it, right? Because you've got some 75-year-old woman who like is reminiscing about those days. But I'm sorry, the days of the children then versus how children are now are completely different.
Yeah, completely different.
It's a completely different world.
Yeah.
So
they get a pass. The 75-year-old woman gets a pass.
I'm not going to punch
me. You're going to punch in the face.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you in the face. Don't say that. No, don't say it to me. You say it to anyone else.
I don't say it to you. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh. Well, if motherhood feels harder than expected, it's just because you're bad at it?
It's not because you're bad at it. Oh, my God. Oh, so that's the lesson today. We are all shit at motherhood. Oh, my gosh.
But you're not alone.
Oh,
it's
my
not you.
goodness. Oh, my goodness.
It's motherhood.
But no, I mean, honestly, I think that there are these unrealistic expectations that are set in these myths, in the way things have always gone. As you bring up, things have changed, though, like tremendously. And so some of these things that maybe these myths were true at one point in time, I don't really think so.
I think we just discovered that, right?
Yeah, but I think you need to give yourself some grace. And we try to always remind ourselves of this, but have some compassion.
Yes.
Give yourself grace. Allow yourself to laugh.
That's the best.
Honestly, sometimes when you're in the middle of oh my gosh, if you just start laughing, it's amazing. And then your kids think you're totally insane. And then they stop what they're doing because they're like, is mom okay? What's happening? She was just yelling and now she's laughing. So hot tip.
Oh my God, I used to do that all the time. I couldn't help myself.
Well, it's either that or take me to the psych ward. So I don't know.
I still feel like I might go there. I mean, I don't know.
But no, I think we just need to be a little bit easier on ourselves. So what are some of our takeaways?
I feel like some takeaways from this are that let me see. I'm gonna read this, okay?
I think that's a good idea.
So we are so giddy. I love it so much. Catch the myth when shame shows up. Ask yourself, what rule am I believing right now, and is it actually true?
I feel like that's probably easier said than done because that's how I feel with all parenting things of in the moment. But I think it's a good takeaway. Replace perfection with presence. Your kids don't need a perfect mom. They need a real one. Mm-hmm. That is such a good reminder and hopefully resonates with everyone because honestly, your kid, they don't, I need to remind myself of this when I'm no, hold on, mom's cleaning this or let me finish doing the dishes. Those things are always going to be there. But when my kids are asking me come play or come
you
do
a
this,
really good job of that.
I don't know. Lately, I feel like it's been
You're always outside
tricky,
with your
but
kids. Always.
They don't need perfection. Presence.
No, they really don't. Apparently, mine just don't want me to crash out. According to the thank you note I got from my 11-year-old that said, thank you for taking me places that I like to go. Oh. Things I don't like is when my mom crashes out, but I still love you.
But I still love you.
That's nice. He still loves me. Laugh at the lies. Mm-hmm. Laugh at what you're telling yourself.
Yeah.
Make those dino nuggets. Pair it with quinoa and you're seriously winning, actually.
I actually think that's a great dinner. So I think you're being really hard on yourself. But yeah, I do think, well, our notes say if you can laugh at it, it no longer controls you. That's it's true. So laughter is the best medicine.
Yes, let's have that be
Clearly
our message today was a lot of laughter. So
I'm either on the verge of completely breaking or I'm having a breakthrough. I'm not sure. And I promise this is just coffee.
At least you're not spilling it all over yourself.
Well, when I'm in the car, I do. So
yes, well, that we know. So I hope this made you laugh and had you kind of think about throughout your day when you're getting hard on yourself or expecting yourself, or you see that stupid reel of all that perfection and why am I not doing it like this? And why do I not look like this? And, just remember, you're perfect just the way you are.
I like that.
Seriously. And your house is perfect the way it is. Everything is great.
Everything is great. No, but in all honesty,
Right?
I mean, I think
Like, be grateful for, like, I try to just remind myself to be grateful in the I start thinking of things to be grateful for. I say to myself, all is well.
yeah.
Everything is working out exactly as it should.
I do think being grateful, it is so important. And
It
it's
does
hard
help.
sometimes to remember to just be grateful for the things that we do have and get to experience. And I think,
Yeah.
next time you start to feel like you're failing at motherhood or whatever it might be, honestly, this journey of motherhood is a lot harder than I think any of us ever knew or expected.
Yeah.
I think there was just this idea of how it might be, and it's okay that it looks a little different. As long as you are present
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying
And you love your kids and
and you
you
love your kids.
tell your kids you love them.
And even
That's
and even
all
if
we
you're
need.
not as present as you want to be, because guess what? It's hard and we have to work and we have to do all the
Yes.
things and we have to juggle 4 million things.
5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Just do
Yep.
5 minutes a day. Do something that makes you feel good.
So hopefully, this was helpful and
Yes.
put at least a smile. And
just remember, it's not you.
it's
It's
motherhood.
motherhood. Thanks for watching or thanks for listening.